Okay, so I'm with Stacy, one of the owners of Avante Med Spa here in the Woodlands, and they run a very successful training school. So you want to tell us a little bit about how that came about and what all you do here?
You know, I wish that I would have journaled it because it was a process. When we found out that we were going to have training, specific training and so forth, we, as a group across Texas, because each state is governed independently. And so Texas, we joined together with physicians, non-physicians, estheticians, other laser specialists and so forth. And we decided that we were going to fight for rules and regulations for our industry. And so we hired a lobbyist and an attorney and went forward. We had to go through 3 legislative sessions, and anybody that knows about the legislature, they meet every 2 years. So in 2005, we presented, to the legislature trying to get our bill passed. It did not come out of committee. So now we had another 2 years to meet with our lobbyist and our attorney, and we did that. And so we went back in 2007, and then we finally went back because it almost came out of committee. Then we went back again in 2009, and it finally came out of committee. So at that point, what we did is we worked with the government on rules and regulations. How are we going to do this? And it was really tough because obviously this government agency did not know anything about laser hair removal. But we did this for about a year until when they finally said, okay, we've got to get this enacted. So what we did was what I call hammer out the details. So these were things that, how many hours were we going to have in training? How many procedures were they going to have to do? How many would they have to observe? So at this point, we do have an actual law enacted. So if somebody wants to run a laser for hair removal, because this law only pertains to hair removal, then they have to go to a state-approved training facility. We are one of 3 in the state of Texas, and they have to do 40 hours of training. After this, they become an apprentice. Then they must do 100 procedures, hands-on procedures. After that, they have to observe 100 procedures, and then what they do is they sit for the highest level, which is the professional level, which we do proctor at our school.
And you guys train on all in different procedures and different lasers and fillers and all that stuff, right?
Everything. We have a weekend course for the fillers and Botox. We train on, if I can remember them all, obviously laser hair removal, but then we do the ones that do not have a law attached to them. So you're talking tattoo removal,
right,
resurfacing, photofacials, body contouring, vein reduction, but then we've added even more. We are doing chemical peels, microdermabrasion, lash lifting, microblading. The list just kind of goes on and on.
And the requirements are different from state to state. So what do you recommend somebody that they're trying to figure out what regulations they have to go by?
They're going to be best to call us. Janelle Blackman is our director, and she has got all the knowledge. She's got a packet that she can send, and it gives all the rules and regulations on, and plus it gives what our school offers as far as if it's a half-day course, is it a full-day course, is it a week course, and everything that will make them legal to do this.
What if they're in a different state? If they're in Colorado or California or whatever, how would they find out?
Believe it or not, she's very knowledgeable about that as well.
Very good.
So and she is more than willing to impart her knowledge on these things.
Are they pretty different from state to state?
They are. Good example, I believe Florida, I think you have to be an electrologist to run a laser. In Washington, I believe you have to be an RN. I actually have a friend of mine that's an electrologist, and she went back to nursing school to get her RN so that she could do it. So
it used to be in New Jersey or somewhere you had to be a physician to operate a laser.
There are many of them.
I don't know if that's changed.
Yes, there are many of them where it's physician only, but the physician can also delegate out. The physician has all authority. So here in Texas, we must have a medical director, but if we want to have somebody doing our injectables, they need to be an NP or above, unless they want to have a face-to-face consultation once a year. So there's a lot of rules and regulations.
Right. Okay, great. Sounds good. Thanks.